can buy something. Get them.
Let's see. I'm gonna pick a lot out. I might use this for a while.
Now's your chance.
As I go.
What will my next upgrade be? No. They're firing on me. Stop forming. Merely a flesh. Killing spree. Love hunting. That's 5 in a row.
Maybe. I still want to run it because of notifying. Much more important.
That's 7 in a row. That's 9 in a row. Get
I don't know about this. Okay, ultimate can be now cancel.
I can.
Before the animation had. That still does a flicker. But lock you into place. It still does a scream shake. That's Johnny. Okay.
Double kill. That's 11 in a row. Triple kill. I love
That
hunting.
works.
What?
Still does a scream shake and stuff even after you cancel it. Stop the scream shake. That's too much. I don't think I would ever count his ultimate. I don't. Uh, there it is. Still don't even know if I won that.
You are equipment is required.
The problem is this, not just okay. Okay, no longer pull. That's implemented. Again, all these things I'm saying about this can be just this way in it here,
Do this.
but not in game.
Double kill. Triple kill. Killing spree. Quadra kill. Penta kill. Rampage.
I'm sorry.
Hexa kill.
You can think this is better. It's less damage.
Hexa kill. Unstoppable.
This is more damage output.
Double kill. Savage. Triple kill.
How was it?
Go to go.
Yeah. So cool. Oh.
Them to take off. Trapsi.
And Max Chronos.
Reposition.
Oh.
Missed me.
Now you have 4 seconds to play. Doing it.
Going dark.
So, I mean, it'll be a lot less frustrating to be full as everybody else. I still don't see.
Immortal.
Yeah, if you get multiple
Double
headshots,
kill.
yeah. But the clicking is,
That's 13 in a row.
I don't know, I just like automatic.
Double kill.
Staying fire doesn't have
15
much
in
to
a
stick.
row.
Very much tight spread, but it's a tight spread, but it's just
Double
you
kill.
have to get consistent with that. But
Triple kill.
To death and beyond.
Magnum used to be busted. Like, oh. Roll you. Hi.
Don't give up,
Hi.
friends.
Double kill.
If you up on somebody's face, you're taking all that damage.
Do this.
Double kill.
Right here.
Triple kill.
Just a kill. So yeah, this is a good balance film. Because the biggest problem is he couldn't pull people into his explosions. But it reduced the explosion as well. But I don't know about the explosion reduction. It still does not that.
Don't give up.
Do this.
I'm the person I like to
Double kill.
Real me.
I was down 7, so I have I was working on a list. But yeah, this seems
Dark.
it seems like a good balance here.
To death and beyond.
Double kill.
You can't. You can still do the damage, just don't pull them.
I'm not afraid.
And overclock. Or is it overcharge? Overcharge. It gives you the pullback.
Tactical change.
Which
Do this.
you don't get the same amount of bounds, but I completed. I just fully complete all of it.
Don't give up, friends.
It does a lot of damage.
New strike.
Got the real me. Taking damage.
Okay, let's start this out.
Trap set.
Oh, shit, too far. Okay, it's I didn't really have ideas for my rough draft for him was just give him one less bump. I like the old overcharge where it made into a beam, but yeah, I can see a problem. If it was a beam where it was a fire rate, where it just shot and did uh 1,000 damage over like 2 seconds or something, or 1 second, where it's just you fire for like the 5 seconds, you do 1,000 damage over 1 second. That'd be interesting. But the way it was like super slow and inconsistent. Uh, And who else? Victor, second win, and hustle. Second win used to happen while you was in the middle of running. But it was the talent, I guess. The talent is definitely.
You messed with the wrong guy. Pick up the pace.
Okay, I didn't stop it there. Still running. I haven't pressed it. Yeah, I haven't pressed it. Okay, so you definitely stop it. I thought you did. Huh. I used to. So what I was telling him about, the reason I had second win in here for the extra boost when I start running. Now I don't know about it. I don't know. I don't know. The second one was a good change. What else to change? The cooldown reduced to 10 seconds for hustle. Okay, what? What has a cooldown? Or is it the in? Oh no, yeah, the in built-in cooldown. Okay, 12%. I don't know about it. So let's see. Start running.
Pick up the pace.
Stop running. It doesn't give me an indicator. Also, why does he have shields over his head?
Killing spree.
Did I miss that for somebody else? Change. Okay. Go back to.
New equipment is required.
Yeah. There's an indication for shield health now.
In position.
Huh. No?
I have many credits.
Yeah, there's an indication for shield health now. Interesting. Interesting. My idea was not shield health, but for their other stuff to be over. If you have a deployable wall, it would indicate how much health the wall has over your health bar. If you have the totem as well, does the same thing. And if you have the talent, it will do for all three. Uh, just run this. Oh, it doesn't go for him.
Double kill. Triple kill. Killing spree.
I have
Okay.
credits to spend.
Nope. I don't know if that was a glitch. I'm gonna go back to Honora now.
I have many credits.
Nah, that was a glitch. I just thought so. That might be a glitch. Okay, so Vora and then Yagorath. I can't test some of the changes for Vora. Yeah, it's kind of hard. I can test a shield though.
Item time.
So first, test the tantrum.
Slice.
Each second?
And that's why we're here. To make the world better. Onwards.
8 seconds? I thought it was 10 seconds. Yeah, it's supposed to be 10 seconds. It's 8 seconds in here. Okay, so it's 8 seconds. Let's see. And this is 12 seconds. Or do I have one that will go down? I do, that's why. Okay, let me change that there. Okay, so that's right. Huh. It used to lock on when you were that close. Okay, so now once you get the reticle, it used to lock on when you come in the ring. So once you get the reticle, just attack. It's hard to test if you it's hard to tell once you get the lock on reticle. So it's used to. Used to be if you come this close, it would just happen, but now
5 in a row.
once you get a reticle, you trust it. So, okay.
Seven in a row.
Now let's see if this is 12 seconds. It's kind of hard to do. Wow. Yes, it is 12 seconds.
That's 9 in a row.
Onwards!
Yep, it is 12 seconds. It takes a second to pull, so as I can tell, it's 12 seconds. Oh, the cooldowns are separate and it doesn't go conjoined. Yep, it's 12. Does it state that you need to reactivate it? Select a lock. It says kind of stated. It says select a locked on enemy. So you might say in the which column description, but not here. Okay. It does damage. Give her less damage reduction. Tend to do all that problem. Dark Scythe is your primary fire engine. I can't test out some of the change on her, but most of the stuff I implement. Yagorath. Last one. Radius is slower for the time. I'm going to reset. Radius is slower. Why did it go straight there?
The strength of the team is each member, and the strength of each.
And I personally just say remove it altogether. This need to be less. It's down to. It's down to 30. Which is about right here. Oh, they're closer. Oh.
Yago got the first kill! Vora says we should stop saving credits and spend them! Look at all these items! Yago is no longer a ball!
It's hard to tell what you're You can remove it and stay out the same effect. I understand why they're doing it, but it's not worth it. Site begins screen. Or if I remember right, it did 2.5. I don't.
These credits are getting pretty heavy! Please help Yago!
had, that's a lot less. That's definitely a lot less. It was 2.5, not just 2. Yeah, again, I just say, make her base primary vision only work for her, and have it pulse every, like, remove, undo the changes, and have the pulses slower. Then have sight against strength work, make the base primary vision pulse work for a team. Give her, okay, top blow. Here's what I would do. I have to lean back a little bit because I'm getting tired. Corrosive acid. Remove the uh, movement speed. Put that on here. Put all movement speed on here. Corrosive acid is um, base. It's a lot of change, but the base damage would be the base damage would be 40 and 38. I think I had it. Then the talent.
Killing spree.
40 and 30 and the talent up by
Kill.
10%. So it took 44.
Rampage.
44 and
Double kill.
40, I think? Or 44 and 41, something like that. Because it would just give the 10% bonus to acid. Not the quills and anything, just the acid. The acid and the acid poop, that's it. Then it will cause a... Instead of giving a team a speed buff, it will give you... Because I barely ever use that for that. It will give you... it will sort of add enemies more by... I think 10%?
Unstoppable.
I got it. I'm going back to...
They're firing on me.
Let's see. This is the talent, so before this... Okay, first. This is from April. Base health, 600. Acid pools work. Fall through the whole arc because you kind of do that in here.
We should stop saving credits and spend them. Look at
Oh,
all these items.
It still fall. It's not aiming up. Yeah. It's got a weird physics, but what I'm saying is just have it fall during the whole arc. So it doesn't matter. You shoot straight up, like here. Shoot down and happen. Shoot straight up. It'll just fall. So it go up and go down and still fall and land no matter what you do. Secondly, okay, phase out so the arc falls. Hardy have the pool of the asset. Uh, yeah, okay. So the it the acid fall no matter which angle you pull shoot up and down. It's just gonna fall. Period. Um, base acid spray is 40. Base pools is 34. Oh no, I had 15%. And I think it slows enemy by 10%, so I had 50% for 25% max. And it also the slow and everything will get countered by resilience. So hardening does the pool's acid no matter which hand you pick. Hardening also block piercing damage. It'd be basically a way to protect our team. Uh all piercing damage. It'll just stop. Primal Vision increase. Undo the change they did to it last year. Make it last longer and make it pull slower. I then have it base Primal Vision on a work for her. I had Carapace. Armor Carapace was the passive, which is when she planned to give her 35% instead of 30. I'm either or. I can be see that staying 30%, but uh ultimate. I had it no longer had a minimum range, but it had a pull time depending on which radius you pull. Basically, I'm trying to get it between 5 to 10 seconds from maximum to minimum because before the change there was no use to use it as max range. After the change, it's no use to use it at all. Now they made it to back is basically back to where it was because 35 you wouldn't use it unless somebody was in that 50% 50 or with basically 35 is probably the sweet spot. Somebody went in 35, if you're going to use it. 25 and below was, you had to run up on somebody. So having a minimum range is understandable. Is it good? No. Is it understandable? I can understand it. It's just not good for the character or the champion. Um, so I had different pull time where if you within 50, it'll take a second to pull and 3 seconds to eat. If you were in 150 to 150 to 100, it will take 2 seconds to eat and zero point 0.5 second to pull. And if you win 100 to 150, take 1 second to eat and no time to pull. It will just instantly pull. Uh, that way, because right now, before any of these changes, it's about 15 seconds at max range, and you're not going to use that max range because that's too long. Uh, so I'm trying to get to where if you win 50, at 50, it's still going to take you roughly 5 seconds to kill. If you any closer, it's probably 4.5. But yeah, it's still 4.5, 5 seconds. It's close. You can make it to where it's 2 seconds to pull and 1 second to kill. I mean, 2 seconds to pull and 3 seconds to kill. So it's basically try to get that 5 second mark instead of a minimum range. It's gonna no matter what you do, it's gonna be exactly 5 seconds on the minimum. Excuse me. If you win 50, it's gonna be 5 seconds. So if you do it and you win 50, it's gonna be a pull. It's gonna take 2 seconds to pull, 3 seconds to eat. Regardless, if you even if you within that 50 radius, even if you were in that 50 radius, it's not gonna eat you. Okay, if you were in that 50, I'm getting tired. I'm getting really tired. If you were in that 50 radius, it's going to start the pull animation, but you won't get pulled for 2 seconds. But when you in that 50 radius, after the 2 seconds, you instantly go into the eat animation. And that eat animation will take 3 seconds within 50. When 100 to 50, within 150, between 50 and 0, 5 seconds. Between 100 and 50 and 100, between. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm tired. I need to get up and walk around. Okay, so between 0 and 50, 5 seconds, regardless of what you do. It's automatic. It's gonna stay 5 seconds. Between 50 and 100, it's gonna be around 7.5 seconds. So it's gonna have the short. It's gonna have the shorter pull time, shorter eat time, but the range of the pull is going to cause about 1.2 second delay on the pull. Or gonna be 1.2 seconds into pulling them from that distance. Before, yeah. So it's gonna be a slower startup pull, but it's gonna be between 6 and 8 seconds from that range to pull to eat. And from 100 to 150, it's gonna be 8 to 10 seconds. You see what I'm talking about? So instead of trying to do a minimum, it's just if you in 50 units of Yagorath, the pull timer to the E timer is gonna always be 5 seconds. If you went 150 to 100, the pull timer E timer is gonna be about 6 to 8 seconds, depending on what range you are. If you in 100 to 150, the pull time is gonna be 8 to 10 seconds. So I'm trying to get that line up. It's just kind of hard to figure out. And same thing is great. The way I have it, it's no longer give shells. What it does is corrosive acid. First, I change corrosive acid to give 10% bonus damage and 10% slow or 15% slow. Corrosive acid. Yeah, please tell me I'm not. I probably have multiple ones, and I'm looking at different ones. Let me try to make sure I have the latest. Um, corrosive acid. Yeah, I have 10. I guess is it 50%? Let me check. If the base is 50%, I gave 10. If the base is 10%, I gave it 15. So give it 25% total slowdown. I don't remember. Again, I'm getting tired. It's been almost 5 hours, so I'm trying to end it now. All right, assets. Expand. Expand. No, hold up. Just fucking expand. Slow. 15%. So yeah, I gave it a 10%. The base has to have a 15% slow. So I gave it 10%. So basically, it give a 10% bonus, 10% slow total. You do your asset. Uh, the enemy in your affected. Okay, so the enemy affected by your quills. This is why I have it written like that. Enemy affected by your quill take increased damage from your spray and your pools by 10% for 3 seconds. And there's an additional slow of your acid pool by 10%. So that's why I read it like that. Because it's two separate things. Because you have to hit with your quill to get the 10% extra damage on your acid. But the pools get a flat 10% slowdown regardless. Save against script. Because the base Primal Vision only revealed to Yagorath, Primal Vision with Sight Against Script will reveal to allies. And because Crow's Ass no longer has the slow or the speed boost on the acid, I put all of that on the Sight Against Script. The you get a speed boost. You and your allies get a speed boost from post because you can't get the speed boost while planning. You and your allies can get the speed boost from acid, but they do not stack. It's one or the other. You get the speed boost from the same speed boost from Pulse. They do not stack. You get the same speed boost from Acid. It does not stack. Neither one of them stack. So you get a increase the movement speed of self and allies by 50%. 50% is, I believe, let me check, um, the increased speed from Cyber against Strength. Yeah, the pools give you on a corrosive acid gives you 20%. I lowered it down by 5 and just made the same as Cyber against Strength. So it's both of them are both of them are 15% movement speed buff, but they do not stack. So your acid give your teammate 50% movement speed buff. Your pulse give them a 50% movement speed buff. They do not stack. Your pulse lasts for 5 seconds total. So your pulse are automatically slowed down to 5 seconds. That's how it was before, and that's why I have it going back to. Your allies will be able to see enemies in your pulse. So, and your allies will, and you will get a shield. Not a shield. You don't get a shield. You get damage reduction. You get 10% damage reduction. I'm gonna put all of this in the description of this when I make these into a video. I'm just getting really tired right now, so I'm kind of going all over the place. Uh, yeah. And then I also had the pulse bounce 10 use off allies, or 15 use off allies. Just maybe there'll be some bonus effect where it just gives you a secondary echolocation basically. And unnatural persistence will be an ultimate talent where it heals you for half of the remaining health of the enemy you eat. And if you miss, it refunds 50%. So that's what I did. I'm gonna put all of this in the description of the video when I split all those and stuff. 'Cause it's looking like it's gonna be an hour for each. So I'm gonna have to break this down. And I'm getting tired. So last 2 minutes. I may change it to the cars and everything to basically uh, work what the changes to the talents as well. So everything looked like it been properly implemented. Her acid needs to be toned down because it's kind of hard to see below the acid. Um, what else do I need to do? I think that's everybody. I test out. Yeah. Everything else is bug fested, but like most of the stuff can properly implement. Some stuff need to be tweaked so it can work properly because Barrack turret, um, even though the range increases, the detection radius doesn't work properly. It haven't been increased, so it won't really aim at anybody unless they near the shield. Uh, most of the stuff been properly implemented. There's some bugs and stuff when you start out, but so far everything look like it's working fine. Caspian really need to be toned down because y'all basically made him a destructive beast now. That's too much. Um, Color seemed interesting. I'm not sure if Octavia has been properly implemented. It's kind of hard to tell for the her ultimate, but most of the stuff seemed to be working fine. Anyway, I'm going to get some rest and break this up into 5M later.